and welcome to my channel. Today I've got with me Austin Vanderwiel. He is Raw Bliss on YouTube and Instagram.
That's right.
And I saw that you've just started a Facebook again.
No, they kicked me off again.
Oh no, you're going through what I went through. Today I'm going to talk with Austin. Austin has been in the raw vegan world for many years.
4 years now.
4 years, and him and I have been friends with each other online for 4 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because I can remember when you came in.
Your Facebook group.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I can remember you came in, and Austin is now living in Vung Tau, Vietnam, where I live. So I thought it'd be great to chat with Austin. So Austin, tell me, what made you get into eating raw foods?
Well, I guess it started out as a elimination diet. So for the new year, it actually started in 2015 when I first went vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
And I went vegetarian for a couple months for ethical reasons, because I started watching some documentaries. I don't remember which one in particular. I think it was actually Food Inc. was the first one that got me started on that. And then the more I started researching, the more I started seeing that dairy is also not as ethical for the animals.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I cut out the dairy and then went vegan. And I was actually only vegan for a month or so, eating cooked food, and went through a pretty fast transition into the raw movement when I found Dan McDonald.
Yes.
And John Rose
Mm-hmm.
and Ted Carr, actually.
Oh, right, Ted Carr.
They were the first three people that inspired me the most to be fruitarian and try just 7 days on raw foods. So after those 7 days it was actually only fruits.
Okay.
And I just remember feeling the most incredible energy. And I was like, where has this been my whole life? I want to feel like this always. So after the 7 days, I just kept going. And the first year, I didn't even have vegetables. And I just felt so good. And then, through John Rose, I started experimenting with juice fasting. I bought a really nice, $300 juicer that I used regularly, making green juices and doing what I can to heal my body. I started getting rid of problems I had, like asthma. I used to have chronic asthma induced by exercise, so I couldn't do any exercise without an inhaler.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a huge help. My allergies to dogs and cats and hamsters and all those furry animals went away.
Well, you're sitting with my dog now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bothering me at all. And hay and grass and all these weird things I was allergic to just went away. Of course, I used to be obese, severely obese, 230 pounds. I believe that's 105 kilos, something like that.
Yeah, I'm hopeless trying, but I think it's, I looked up 30 pounds, 60 pounds is 20 kilos, so.
60 pounds, 20 kilos. So it was about
33 kilos you lost.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, I used to be big.
That's a lot of weight.
So now I'm about 60
I'll
kilos.
include a photo. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So that's how I got started.
Okay, so you're 24.
24.
Yeah, you're 24. And, that's it's a pretty intense lifestyle for someone your age to go into. What made someone, and I don't find it a bizarre lifestyle, obviously. I've been promoting this lifestyle for a long time. But a lot of the people predominantly I see that come through the movement are older. There are young people as well. And what makes someone of your age drawn to that lifestyle?
I guess it's because when I first started experiencing the energy, it's something that, like, I was in such a, I guess, a depressed place in my life.
Mhm.
I was, staying inside. I didn't have many friends, and I was
Dudley.
doing a lot of drugs
Mhm.
at the time. So I didn't feel like I was worthy of like feeling healthy or this energy. So I guess it just made me feel so good that I quit drugs, and I was like, I didn't need this stuff in my life.
So you became predominantly high on life,
Yeah.
high on fruit. Now, you've done a lot of travelling through Southeast Asia.
Yeah, about 2 years now traveling.
What made you choose Southeast Asia over, say, going into North America or something like that?
Actually, the Fit Shorty Eats inspired me. Justina and Simon.
Right.
They've been traveling for like a year longer than I have, I believe.
Yeah.
And their pictures and just the way they would describe these durians and the dragon fruit and rambutans. And durian is like one of my favorite fruits in the world. So I would pay like $40 back home for a durian.
And it wouldn't have been like what you get in Asia.
And it's barely good most of the time. So I literally flew across the world just for this fruit. I remember putting in my 2 weeks at my job, and it was within a month. I made the decision, and I was like, this is what I want to do, and I have the money to do it, and I'm not sure what the future is going to hold, but I'm just going to follow like my highest excitement. Like that's what Fit Shorty, their like motto is, I guess, follow your highest excitement, and that just really like struck a chord with me. Like I really like that, so that's what I did. A one-way ticket to Bali, and then I just started traveling more, and like based on the durian season, actually, I would get information from Justina on where to go next. So I would go to Thailand, then Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and then now I'm in Vietnam.
I've watched you travel here, there, everywhere, and you've gone to some pretty exciting places, and I've seen that you've had a lot of fruit and whatever. What brought you to Vietnam?
Vietnam. Actually, Vietnam's a place that not many fruitarians venture.
Yeah.
For some reason. So I didn't have much information about Vietnam. I actually got some people saying, "Oh, don't go to Vietnam. It's not a good place for fruitarians." And I'm like, "Oh, well, how was your experience there?" And they haven't been.
Yeah, because when you speak to people, everyone gets excited about Thailand. Everyone gets excited about Bali. I don't know why.
Right.
That's my experience. I'm not an over huge fan of Bali, but
okay.
Everyone gets excited. Obviously people venture down to Borneo and places like that, and even Davao in the Philippines, but not Vietnam. And Vietnam is so affordable and cheap.
Vietnam's amazing. Yeah. I just thought it was undiscovered, and Lindsay from Year of the Durian was posting about her travels in Vietnam and how she loves the durian here. So I thought I actually contacted her about when the season was, and she said, "Oh, it's actually coming up here in April, May, June." And
have you seen that they're starting to come out?
Oh yeah, they're coming in abundance now, along with rambutan, and I didn't know they had lychees here. They have longsat, and even some fruits that I've never seen before.
Yeah, and I'm hoping if this pandemic calms down, you'll see what the streets are like here. The streets are lined with lychees and rambutan usually by this time, but I mean, we know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the situation at the moment, but usually it's lined. I mean, I can't understand why people shy away from coming to Vietnam.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's I guess Americans, because we have like a history with Vietnam, that they feel kind of a separation.
Yeah, but it's very easy for Americans to get visas here.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't difficult.
Yeah.
And some people say Vietnam is expensive as well, and I didn't find that to be the case at all, especially compared to Thailand or even Indonesia, which I think Indonesia is one of the cheapest places, but Vietnam is like right on par.
Yeah, I agree. It's very, very. Once you know where to go, but I think
That's the thing, yeah.
I think it's like anything when you're traveling. When you don't know where to go, you're sort of like, oh, that'll do.
Yeah.
And usually that's the most expensive fruit around you, especially if you go into supermarkets or things
Closest
like that.
to the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're in a tourism-y area, so things are going to be more expensive. But once you venture out of those areas and you can find where the Asians actually shop,
Yeah.
that's when you can get the cheap produce.
Yeah, I actually recommend couch surfing, which is a great app where you get to meet local people and stay with them, and they can show you around and teach you about their culture and stuff.
You've stayed everywhere. I mean, you even stayed in India for a long time, and Goa. What was your greatest experience out of all your travelling you've done? And I mean, it's quite substantial, and you've done it as a full backpacker.
Yeah.
You've done it on a really small budget. You have a book.
$300 a month is my average. Yeah, I wrote an ebook about how I was able to travel on such a low budget and my various adventures in the along the way.
I'll include that link in the description if anyone's interested in that, because
Thank you.
Austin self-funds himself travelling, and he doesn't need that much to live on.
Right.
I mean, you are total opposite of me. I
You like the lavish lifestyle.
Yeah, I have more of a lavish travelling lifestyle, and you're on the other end of the spectrum. And I love watching you and where you've been and what you've done. I mean, it's amazing. You're 24. What you've done with your life is amazing. Has it changed you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'm not even the same person as I was when I left America. Like, you wouldn't recognize me, and you wouldn't, like, if we had a conversation, I would not have nearly enough energy or passion about like what I do in my life compared to now.
Yeah, it's just, what do you think has changed you so much about travelling? And I know a lot of people want to hear about fruit and whatever, but you've talked a little bit about that. But I think you really start to thrive and enjoy this lifestyle a lot when you are travelling in these countries, because you can really enjoy the tropical fruit and things like that. But why do you think travelling has changed you so much as a person? Why? Why do you think?
I think mainly it's the people I meet. And overwhelmingly, everywhere in Asia I've been, the people are so genuine and so kind and so caring and so supportive. And they'll just, they'll give you fruit for free, and they'll let you stay at their place, like no problems, and you meet their family, and you meet the people living like the most simple lives. And compared to America, where people are working constantly, 50, 80 hours a week sometimes, and they don't get a chance to relax and just enjoy life. And I think Asia's really taught me that, people can live a simple life and enjoy their life so much. They don't need all these external stimulus, and it's, you'll see a guy just sitting and just looking at the road, and I think that's beautiful.
What would be your greatest advice for somebody starting out in this lifestyle?
You mean traveling?
Traveling or fruitarian lifestyle, raw vegan lifestyle, either or. Okay.
Well, with the raw vegan lifestyle, I think the most important thing is to eat enough fruits and to source the highest quality. Because if you're not getting the highest quality fruits, you're not going to get as much nutrients and minerals that your body needs. and essentially deprive yourself of, because I think like people come into it, that like fruit is a snack, for a lot of people. They think fruit is a snack. But when this is your lifestyle and this is how you eat, you need to eat a full meal. Eat until you're full. I actually don't count calories, to be honest, but I just eat intuitively based on how I feel. So eat until I'm completely satisfied, and your body will instinctually tell you, like, you eat like a kilo or two of fruit, and then you're like, okay, your body doesn't want any more. So I think that's the biggest thing for raw. For traveling, I think to lower stress, try and keep your options open. Try not to overplan. I find if I'm planning 2 months, 2 months in advance, 3 months in advance or something, that, usually something goes wrong. It's been known to happen many times in my travels, and the less I plan, the better. I notice. Keep your options open. Don't go with the first like thing that you have to buy. For example, if you go to a hotel, don't go to the first hotel. Weigh out your options, and yeah.
Excellent. And I'm going to ask you one last question before we wrap it up. What for you is the greatest thing about living a nomadic fruitarian lifestyle?
Okay, I love this one. I love this question. Yeah, the greatest thing about living a nomadic fruitarian lifestyle is I can pick up my 5-kilo backpack, and today even I could book a flight. I could go to Malaysia, and I could.
Is it open?
Yeah, really.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, I could get my backpack. I could go anywhere, and I could live. And there's always fruits in Asia. You're always going to be provided with what you need. Don't be scared of scarcity. Don't be scared of like, oh, what if there's not enough fruit? It's like it's always going to be there. If you're in Southeast Asia, if you're in the tropics, you're always going to be living in abundance. And I think that's the greatest thing. It's the freedom. It's like I love the minimalist backpacking lifestyle, and I don't even have a checked bag. I just carry on my bag, and it's just so great being at the airport. Like people are looking at me funny. They're like, "Where's this guy's stuff?" He's like, he just has a backpack, and withdraw money from the ATM, and you're good to go.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, if you want to find Austin, you can find him on his channels, Raw Bliss, and Instagram, which I will have the links for that.
Instagram is rawbliss95.
Yeah, you were born.
The year I was born. 95.
Yeah. And also there'll be a link for his book if you're interested in having a nomadic sort of life, living on a budget and traveling. And I know a lot of people ask me that question all the time. He's living on a true budget. I live on a little budget. He lives on a little budget. So you can probably learn a lot from him if you think it's just unattainable to be able to travel. So the link will be in there for that book too.
It's not unattainable. I did it working a minimum wage job for 4 years. I saved a little bit every paycheck. Anybody can do it. Anybody.
Perfect. And I think traveling really opens up your life. And no matter what age you are, if you're my age, I mean, I'm old enough to be his mum. So if you're my age or if you're Austin's age, any age, you can open the doors to traveling, and you can obviously work out where your budget's at and what you're able to do and not do whilst traveling. But even it doesn't matter what level you're traveling at, the experiences are always there. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's never too late. Just know that you're worth it. You don't have to settle for a crappy job or something. You can live like the life you deserve, really.
Yeah, and you've been traveling for 2 years. That's pretty awesome. I mean,
I had no idea. I was like, I just bought a one-way to Bali, and I'm like, oh, I'll just wing it.
And you've won it.
I won it.
And you're still here. You're still here to tell the story. So I think that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel, Austin.
Thank you for having me.
No, that's okay. No worries. Love life, live free, and be kind to the number one person in your life, you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for watching. Bye.